Hi there guys, welcome back to Ron's Tech Hub, and in this video I'm going to be looking at the Silvercrest Activity Tracker SAS 87. So this is a box that the activity tracker comes in. Before I go ahead and open it, let's just quickly run through some of the features that this has. So the first thing I want to highlight actually is none of these blue ones here but the red one. Now what that says is that you get a 3-year warranty with this. Yeah, a 3-year warranty. So if anything happens to it that's the manufacturer's fault within the next 3 years, you can bring it back and you either get a partial refund or a new item. Alright, so let's say we have Bluetooth, we have step counting or step tracking, we have distance traveled, we have calories burnt, we have time spent exercising, we have night mode, which is where it monitors when you sleep. We have notifications. What that actually does, when you have a phone call, a text message, or let's say a WhatsApp, it brings up the icon of the app that the information is coming through on. So if someone texts me on WhatsApp, it will bring up the WhatsApp icon, and it will also bring up the person's name. It won't show me the actual message as the screen isn't large enough for that, but it will actually notify me that there's something coming in from John Brown, for example. Now this was $14.99 in Lidl, and this is a Silvercrest brand. So as a result of that, ALDI might also have the same thing, as I've seen them sell similar items before in the past. So some of the features that this would have are, it has with pulse monitor, track your steps, kilometers, calories burned, active minutes and sleep, track your daily activity goals, and has an activity reminder, measures your pulse via the optical sensor at the wrist. So typical stuff you would find on an activity tracker, a smartwatch, Fitbit kind of copycat clone. Nothing new there. Now let's bring up the trusty blade and try and get into this. Now there is normally a tape here, so I've cut through that tape. Go and open. And in here we have the, let's say, the brochure, which gives us the details on the actual activity tracker. Please feel free to read this. I am not going to read that. Then we just have a mini leaflet here. This is just a quick start guide. It tells us the name of the app we have to download and how to get started. But the name of the app is actually on the side here, and it is called Health for You. You can get this from both the App Store and the Google Play Store. Now finally, we have the watch itself. And I've said to you guys, I've already opened this, so I've had to cut the plastic beforehand and get to the watch. So this is what it looks like. Very neat looking, I think. All the sensors are obviously under the bottom there. See, nothing surprising on here. It looks exactly like you would expect an activity tracker to look. As this watch comes fully dead, as in there's no power in the watch at all, I'm going to actually use the added USB cable, which is magnetic. It comes in really handy, which they would do this for all phones and tablets from now on. So just tap it there. Actually, it's the other way around, and it will snap into place. So I can then just plug that into my USB port on a charger I have, and that will work fine. So again, this is the USB cable it comes with. That's where it snaps onto. Quite firm. Okay, so now I have my activity tracker charged up a bit. We can get to looking at some of the features it has. So simply pull this off to unplug it. It falls off just like so. Now the first thing you'll realize is this is how you would expect to wear this, right? Like so. However, as you can see as the screen is on now, you read it like this. Now that's a bit weird because you expect to read things going from left to right on the screen going this way, but you actually read it going this way. Not a deal breaker for many, as the information it shows in most cases is quite basic, so you can even read it upside down. but just something you should note there. Now it does have this one touchpad looking button here. There are no other buttons anywhere on the device. So for you to actually cycle through the features or cycle through the elements that you want to see, you simply have to tap on the button there. As you can see, the first one is the date and time along with the battery percentage. Second one is the heart rate sensor, which is off currently. To turn it on, you press and hold and until the three dots come up, and that's actually it checking to see if it's connected to my hand and trying to find my heart rate. The next one is going to be the steps taken. After that, we have calories burnt. I don't know why it's showing that because I haven't used it all day. Distance traveled, the amount of time spent exercising. This is your goals for the day, and this is again the goals for the day, but shows it in a more friendly format, I would say. This shows my alarm, 8:45 a.m. This shows the sleep pattern, so it monitors your sleep to check if you've slept well or not well enough. You set the amount of sleep you want, so I set mine to 8 hours, I believe, and then it goes back to the original. So there we go. Those are all the features on the smartwatch there. Okay, so some of the things I think are really good about this are the price, $14.99 in Lidl. You might find it for the same price in Aldi or online. The warranty, which is a 3-year warranty. So if something happens to it 2.5 years down the line, you're still covered. Another thing that I think is really good, it has most of the features that the more expensive watches might have. For example, the Fitbit probably has all these features and a bit more, but cost 4-5 times as much. So I think this could be a really good buy for someone who wants a decent activity tracker but doesn't want to break the wallet, as they say. So one of the not so good things about this activity tracker I find is that the straps here at these points are very stiff, very rigid, and as a result of that they feel uncomfortable on my hands. I have very large hands but a small wrist. So for me it's not very comfortable. I think it should be a bit more rounded or a bit more flexible. As you can see, they're very stiff. I guess that's one of the things they had to do to cut costs, right? Also, this metallic section here digs into my hand quite a lot, and after a couple of hours it starts to feel uncomfortable. I've been using this now for about 4 or 5 days, and I've noticed that this part actually is the same. Because of how sharp the corners are, it might not seem like much to you guys, but the corners are very sharp, so as a result of that, it digs into my hand, not very comfortable. No, I still think that this is a good buy because again I stress £14.99, £15 essentially, with a 3-year warranty, and you get most or all of the features that a Fitbit, which costs 4, 5, 6 times as much, would give you. Right, so I still think it's a very good buy for someone who needs a simple activity tracker, who doesn't need all the bells and whistles of the ones you find, for example, made by Fitbit. Please do be aware of the things I've mentioned about the strap here and, for example, the loops here and the buckle here. It might not be an issue for you guys, but for me it was a noticeable, uncomfortable feeling. This is a recording from my phone, and I wanted to show you guys how the app actually looks and how it works. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn my Bluetooth on, swipe down, tap Bluetooth, and that should come on. Next step is to actually open the app. I'm going to tap on my folder where my app is, and I'm going to do health for you. There we go. Before I go through this section here, I'm going to go and show you the actual device connected. Again, the app can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or from the App Store for Apple devices. And I'm going to tap on devices. And from here, it shows this is the watch I have. Now, they have a range of activity trackers that you can buy. So as a result of that, if you buy a slightly different one, it will show up here as well with a different name. I'm going to click on connected. And from here, I can set all the things I want to set. So, let's go back, sorry. Let's go back to display. I am right-handed. As a result of that, I like the watch on my left wrist. So I've made sure to tick that option there. And I've simply turned on all the functions. I want to know everything that's going on. And to save that, there's no save button. You simply click on the back button or the back icon on the top left-hand corner near where it says SAS 87. Tap that and it will vibrate on your hand if you haven't set the notifications. That's just an indication to let you know that things are being saved. I click on alarm. From Monday to Friday, I wake up at 8:45. I don't actually, but this is just like my emergency alarm. So just in case I don't wake up, as we're all stuck at home, in 15 minutes I can get up, brush my teeth, and jump on my laptop. That should be no problem. I'm going to press back again, go back to that main page. Notifications. Now here, I've actually turned messages off. Reason being, I get loads of WhatsApp and text messages, so it's quite annoying to have it vibrate or beep each time those come in. I don't get calls as much, so I've left calls on. But it's up to you. If you want to leave messages on and calls on, that's no problem as well. From here, I go to sleep mode. I haven't used this feature much. I tested it for the first couple of nights. It seems to work fine. It would give you a breakdown of every time you moved or every time there was some disturbance while you're sleeping. But it's not for me. I really don't need it. But if you do need it, if you do want to track your sleep pattern, then come on, for £15, you can't really go wrong. And then the final one, I believe, oh, there we go, SAS has been synchronized. This does happen from time to time, and you just have to give it its time to synchronize. So I'll come back when this is finished. And for this one, the move reminder will simply remind you, let's say every half an hour I've set that one to tell you, okay, you need to get up and start doing some movements or you won't hit that target that you've set for yourselves. Let's go back. And let's go back one more time. Oh my God. Now here is the main section of the app again. And on the left hand side, you can see all the extra settings. Now for this app, as this is only an activity tracker, you can only get the activity information or the activity data, right? If you did buy another model of this watch, you would be able to see all this information, your blood pressure, pulse oximeter, sorry, temperature, weight, and all that stuff, right? You put some of these values in, for example, weight, and then you can track how much water you need to drink, how much oxygen needs to be in your blood, how much you've exercised, so on and so forth. But for me, let's go over here and to the export tab. I find this is really helpful. So if you're someone that wants to share your activity with other people, you can, for example, choose a PDF format and choose the data you want to export. And from there, it will export a nicely put together set of data, let's say. It will have your details there, your name, how much you want to lose, how much you have lost so far, and you can actually choose the data type you want. Now, I would do PDF and CSV. A PDF is just a portable document format that we all know and love. The CSV is what you could use a program like Excel to open as a comma separated value file. So it's essentially a text document or an Excel file. So just do both, and when you share it with people, they can see all the information there as well. There's not really much else in this app I would say you need to focus on. The only issue I have with this app is that sometimes it just disconnects. For example, let's see if it will work now. If I go to my devices, it shows as connected, but when I go into something, for example this, and I try to back out of it, let's make a change. Let's leave that change and then try to back out of it, it does this. It says it's being synchronized, and it will spin like this for minutes on end, and then nothing happened. And when I try to back out of it again, the same thing will happen. What I have to actually do is close the app. So I'll swipe the app off screen. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this useful. Any questions you do have, please post them in the section below. Thanks. Bye-bye.